Hello.
Welcome to Mirage Games Studios. My name is Toby, I'm lead artist and community manager, and I am joined in this video by
Simon, game director.
In this video, we're going to talk about the creatures of Space for Sale. And if you're not aware of Space for Sale, you can check out the trailer right here. But in brief, you are an astronaut exploring planets and building communities and stuff in space.
You're in space. You make money. It's fun.
And if you want to know more about the game, we've made an entire video describing the basic premise, and it's over there as well. So, in this video, we're going to talk about the creatures of Space for Sale. They are the heart and soul of the experience, and we put them everywhere on our key art and in our trailers. But what do they actually do, Simon?
Everything. No, they do all sorts of fun stuff. With the creatures in our game, we wanted them to be a bit more than creatures tend to be in like open world-ish games, where they usually have like one purpose each. Like I walk up to it and I punch it and I get like wool, or I get food from it or something like that. Mm-hmm. We wanted our creatures to be a bit more engaging and interactive, you know. So you could, as a player, do more stuff with them, and they could have their own little behaviors and fun things going on for them.
You also got the research system in the game, so a huge part of exploring these planets will be documenting like the flora and the fauna, and try to coax behaviors and reactions out of the creatures. That can lead to cool like side quests and unlocks, right?
Yeah, so the idea is that we have a research system, or like unlock system, where you get like basic variants from just progressing the story or getting, you know, your career levels up by earning money and so on. But then the cool stuff, or the more adapted stuff, which you stand for, which you bring into the table, so to speak, is gained by researching creatures and the local stuff. So you see something in the world happening, and then you can sort of document it and walk up and do science on it, and then eventually you get new cool stuff yourself by learning from the world, basically. I think the research system is a dev blog in itself, but the creatures are an important part of it. So
stay tuned.
Yes.
Some creatures are dangerous; they will eat you. Yeah. Some creatures are nice, and they will interact with you or run away from you. The game isn't really combat heavy, but if you encroach on a predator's territory, things are gonna get hairy, right?
Yeah, I mean, a few of them are always angry. I think you've seen one of them in the original trailer. Cue the clip. I think most of them are nice to you if you're nice to them, which applies to the natural world as well. Creatures tend to leave us humans alone if we leave them alone, so, you know, be nice.
Be nice. Be nice. Yeah.
So one of the creatures in the game is called the Vacuum Manta.
Vacuum Manta. Final title.
And you've probably seen it, if you have seen our previous videos, it's been in there in some of the game clips.
Yeah.
But what does the Vacuum Manta do?
Yeah, so the Vacuum Manta is this flat, as you get by name, manta-looking thing, and it is a poor little creature. It's at the bottom of the food chain, so it basically sucks bacteria from the ground and it gets eaten by other animals. That's its sort of role in the world. But it's quite a cute one, and it's got this funny fleeing behaviors, and it can, you know, it can help you get resources by spitting on some things. So I mean, if you can observe it long enough, or if you can see it interact with some things, it can actually unlock resources for you. And it also sounds like a squeaky toy. I'm not sure why, but it's one of those things where, you know, you go do your thing, and it came back as, you know, one of those sort of rubbery ducks or something.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, the sound it makes when you stun it is kind of horrifying, though.
How do we go about actually creating creatures from idea to implemented character in the game?
So in theory, it's fairly straightforward. We design some kind of big draft for it, or like a general idea of this, what we want to do, and this is how it should be working in game. And then we make a prototype, like a coding snippet or a mock of some kind. Then the art department does like model animation and graphics. And by the end, the order comes in and gives it even more character and flair. But in practice, it's never like dunk, 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 dunk. That's just theory. It always ends up being this iterative process where you go back and forth quite a bit. So
the waterfall goes like this.
Yeah. The way we build them is also a bit special, because we want the game to be fairly open-ended. We want it to be sandboxy, as we say. And this puts some demands on how the creature needs to work as well. So the way we make them think, or the way we design the AI is also, it has to be adapted to the game we're making right now. So, for example, rather than like, if I use this tool on this creature, that's gonna wound him this much, and then it's gonna run away. That's a very specific way of designing things. But the way we have to do it, or the way we do it, is we try to at least, instead tie it to more modular or general things. So this creature is afraid of sound, and this tool is one of the things that can create sound, which lends itself to the player finding other ways to make sound, so they can do more fun stuff. And there's a whole lot of unintentional entertainment coming from that, where sandbox things happen.
We in the art department, when we get the order, it's like, oh, it's supposed to do this, and you also usually attach a characteristic or a trait.
Yeah.
So this guy's supposed to be grumpy or fierce, angry, or cute, and some kind of vague trait like that.
Characteristics or themes, like this is supposed to be dangerous, so this one is scary.
Yeah. If a concept turns out that could give ideas for behaviors that weren't there from the beginning, because we made it perhaps with a schnabel.
The Manta is a good example where the initial design was pretty much a colorful, weird Manta with antennas on it. But we found out when we tested that it was hard to tell how it was moving, or you couldn't really see what it was doing. It's just this flat thing hovering around. But it's really hard to see what's going on, since our perspective is so far away. But then you guys on the art department thought, if we could just add like tiny flippers to it, like the Yule thing, then we could make that much more obvious. You could have like these small legs just flipping out whenever he's scared. It turned out to look really, really funny. So we just kept it. That's a cool little evolution from playtesting, where, this is the idea, doesn't really come across well, what can we do to solve this, rather than, strictly following the original design spec all the way.
Another level, even after the art is done, sculpted and textured and that kind of stuff, we're going to animate it, and it's another vector for characterization, right?
Yeah.
When you start to move it, you can do all kinds of stuff that weren't there from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that could change how the character is interpreted altogether if it moves a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, take the Glorpian for instance. It's a client in the game. It's a snail-looking weird guy. I mean, we could go so many directions with that guy. He could be cute and fuzzy, or he could be like evil and disgusting, depending on how he moves. With the same kind of model. So there's quite a lot of room for an animator to put a flair on it, or actually set the character, despite what we want it to look like, or what we want it does do.
It's an organic process, right? If something comes up that's intriguing and interesting, then that is something that we intend to follow, because we want to make characters that are fun and interesting, right?
Yeah, follow the fun.
Follow the fun. And then on top of that, we got audio. And if you want to see how our sound designer does audio, you can check out the video over here. But that also adds a huge amount of personality to the creature.
Yeah. Step into the madness of Foley session in the previous dev blog. It's
wild.
It's wild. So yeah, that was a video on the creatures. We really enjoy building them, and I think it's a fun and interesting challenge. I can't wait for you guys to test them out somewhere in the near future, perhaps.
And if you like this video and want to see more like it, we have plenty of other videos on the channel on multiple cool topics. If there's anything you want to know about the game, then follow us on our social media and all that kind of stuff. Let us know, and stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for joining me, Simon. It's been a pleasure.
Ja. Skål! Ha det!
Ha det! Content.